Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy this story. I'm going to try and upload a new story each day. The Harrowing Hymns of Hollow Hills Church. The moon hung low over the Isle of Wight, casting an eerie glow on the rugged landscape. In the heart of the island stood Hollow Hills Church, a centuries-old structure with a mysterious past. Hester Holly, a young and enthusiastic clergywoman, had recently taken charge of the church. She was determined to revive the dwindling congregation and breathe life into the dilapidated building. One gloomy afternoon, as Holly explored the church's dusty basement, she stumbled upon a forgotten room tucked away behind cobweb-covered boxes. The air inside felt thick with ancient secrets. Amidst the discarded relics and forgotten hymnals, she discovered an ornate chest. Intrigued, she opened it to reveal an ancient hymn book bound in decaying leather. The pages crinkled with age as Holly delicately turned them, revealing hymns that had not been sung in generations. The ink had faded, but the words beckoned her to unleash their dormant power. Ignoring an unsettling feeling in the pit of her stomach, Holly decided to introduce these hymns to her congregation in hopes of revitalizing the church. As the first note of the haunting melody filled the dimly lit church, a shiver ran down Holly's spine. The atmosphere within the sacred walls changed instantly. The congregation, initially hesitant, joined in the eerie chorus. The air seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy, and a cold wind swept through the church, extinguishing candles as if marking the arrival of unseen entities. With each hymn, the shadows in the corners of the church grew darker and more sinister. Whispers echoed through the ancient hall, chilling the souls of those present. Unbeknownst to Holly, the hymns she had unearthed were not mere songs, they were a gateway to a forgotten realm. One by one, shadowy figures emerged from the darkness, clad in tattered robes. Their faces were obscured, but their eyes glowed with an unnatural fervor. The congregation, now ensnared by the supernatural force, continued to sing the harrowing hymns, their voices resonating with a chilling desperation. The figures approached the altar, their movements synchronized with the haunting melody. Holly, caught in the grip of the unearthly spectacle, realized that these beings demanded a sacrifice to satiate their yearning for redemption. The church, once a sanctuary, had become a conduit for something beyond comprehension. Desperation and fear gripped Holly as she tried to halt the congregation, but her words were drowned out by the spectral hymns. The figures, now surrounding the altar, extended their shadowy hands towards the terrified parishioners. One by one, the congregation members vanished into the abyss, leaving behind only a haunting silence. As the last echoes of the forbidden hymns faded, the figures retreated into the shadows, taking with them the stolen souls. The once holy Hollow Hills Church now stood as a cursed monument, its ancient secrets unleashed by a well-intentioned pastor. Holly, left alone in the desolate sanctuary, vowed to undo the malevolent forces she had unwittingly unleashed. But the haunting hymns lingered, echoing through the hollow hills, a reminder of the darkness that now clung to the forsaken church and the pastor who had opened the door to a realm of ancient malevolence. In the days that followed the chilling events at Hollow Hills Church, the once thriving community surrounding the ancient structure fell into disarray. Whispers of the cursed hymns spread through the Isle of Wight like a sinister fog, leaving a trail of unease and fear in its wake. Holly, burdened by guilt and a relentless sense of responsibility, delved into the depths of her newfound knowledge. She scoured ancient texts and consulted with scholars of esoteric lore, determined to find a way to break the malevolent connection that had tainted the church and ensnared the souls of her congregation. The haunting hymn book, now bound by chains and sealed in a sacred circle, became the focal point of Holly's desperate attempts to undo the dark forces she had unleashed. Night after night, she pored over the faded pages, deciphering cryptic verses and invoking protective prayers in a race against time. The shadowy figures, having tasted the essence of mortal souls, lingered in the periphery of Holly's vision, their glowing eyes a constant reminder of the impending doom that loomed over the once peaceful Isle of Wight. In her quest for redemption, Holly discovered that the ancient hymns were tied to a long-forgotten cult that had once thrived in the heart of the island. The cult, obsessed with redemption through sacrifice, had been banished centuries ago, but the echoes of their malevolence lingered within the cursed hymns. To sever the connection between the hymns and the spectral entities, Holly embarked on a perilous journey to locate the remnants of the cult's forbidden rituals. She explored hidden caves and treacherous cliffs, following cryptic maps and relying on fragments of ancient texts that hinted at the cult's dark practices. As she delved deeper into the island's secrets, Holly uncovered a sacrificial chamber hidden beneath the rocky cliffs. The walls were adorned with sinister symbols, and an ancient altar stood at the center, stained with the residue of countless rituals. In a concealed alcove, she found a tattered journal belonging to the cult's former high priest. The journal revealed a ritual of absolution, one that required the sacrifice of a pure soul to appease the vengeful spirits unleashed by the forbidden hymns. Holly, torn between the safety of her congregation and the moral dilemma of sacrificing an innocent, grappled with the weight of her decision. In a desperate bid to save her community, Holly reluctantly embraced the role of the sacrificial lamb. With the ancient hymn book clasped in her hands, she stood alone in the sacrificial chamber, the air thick with tension. The spectral figures emerged from the shadows, their hunger for redemption evident in their glowing eyes. As the haunting hymn echoed through the cavern, Holly felt a surge of otherworldly energy coursing through her veins. The figures approached, their shadows intertwining with hers, and the boundaries between the mortal realm and the supernatural blurred. In a blinding burst of ethereal light, the malevolent forces were expelled from the cursed hymns. Holly's sacrifice had broken the connection, and the figures dissipated like smoke, leaving behind an eerie silence in the cavern. As the last echoes of the hymn faded away, Holly collapsed to the cold stone floor, weakened but victorious. The curse that had plagued Hollow Hills Church was lifted, and the spectral entities were banished from the Isle of Wight. The once haunted church now stood cleansed, bathed in the gentle moonlight that replaced the sinister glow. Holly, scarred by the ordeal, emerged from the depths of the sacrificial chamber, a beacon of resilience in the face of malevolent darkness. The Isle of Wight, though forever marked by the harrowing events, began to heal. The tale of the cursed hymns and the pastor's sacrifice became a cautionary legend, a reminder of the delicate balance between the mortal and the supernatural, a balance that Holly had, at great personal cost, restored to the ancient Isle of Wight. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please don't forget to like, and even better, like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I hope you have had a great day.